They're invisible diseases at the end of the day. You can't see them, you know. Then it's like syphilis, gonorrhea, you know, chlamydia. So you don't know if someone's got that. It's impossible to know.
Most STIs can be present without causing symptoms, and that includes the common ones like chlamydia, herpes, wart virus infection, and the less common ones like syphilis, gonorrhea, and HIV infection. So all of those are most commonly present without causing symptoms.
There's no way I would sleep with someone who refused to use a condom, unless like we were in a relationship and he'd been tested.
The condom is probably one of the most effective ways of avoiding the spread of HIV and other STDs.
I think that people that don't use condoms are a bit silly, you know, because you never know what's happened with the other person.
It depends on who I'm sleeping with. You know, if it's a one-night stand, you definitely got to use a condom in it. You know, if a girl does a one-night stand, who knows, she might have done it 10 times that week, 7 times that week. You know.
I think when guys don't use condoms is really disgusting. I also think it's really disrespectful to the lady and to themselves ultimately as well, to be perfectly honest.
I have had unprotected sex before, but I do my very best, depending on my state at the time and the availability of it all.
And of course, there's always you find yourself in a situation where you weren't expecting to have an opportunity to have sex, and men always complain that it interferes with sensation. It doesn't feel as good.
They see them as passion killers. I used to think that way as well. I was the type of person that would think it's never going to happen to me, and because of my ignorance towards the whole HIV thing back in the 80s, 90s, it obviously did happen to me.
HIV, of course, is a very serious infection because it's not curable and there isn't yet a vaccine that will prevent it. It is treatable, and that's one of the other reasons that it's worth coming forward for testing. The commonest complications that people talk about with chlamydia and gonorrhea, for women particularly, are infertility risks. So there are lots of things that can be done.
I have been to a GUM clinic. I think it's really important, especially if you've slept with sort of multiple partners, to always get yourself checked out when you're sort of going to start sleeping with someone new, and I think it's just responsible behaviour.
Everybody's always embarrassed about the idea of going to a clinic. They're worried about sitting in a waiting room, they're worried about seeing their friends, and they're just worried about the whole business. I suppose what I can say to you is that most of the people that we see coming through our service say that it was much less stressful and difficult than they thought it was going to be.
I haven't been to an STI clinic before, but maybe one day I might have to. If I meet someone, I think it's always best if you both go and have it checked.
Anyone who has sex is at risk. It's not special types of people that are not quite like you or I. It's anyone having sex. That it's easy to protect yourself, but it's about being prepared and thinking about using condoms when you're having sex.
I didn't think, and I regret it. I do regret, not playing safe.
For more information, visit www.nhs.uk.